Let's rock and roll.
All right. Hi, everybody. This is Arden and Rusty the Performer, and we are welcoming you to Meowy Hour, presented by Cat Fancier Association. We have a great show tonight and a couple of cool prizes. First, I'd like to introduce the stars of our show, besides Rusty and Casey, the furry co-host. We also have all cat breed judge, Kathy Black. Woo! I can hear the applause. They're thunderous. They're thunderous. And also all breed cat judge and editor of Cat Talk, Teresa Kiger. Let's give it up for Teresa.
Yay.
We also have presenting about the Persians, Carissa also. Carissa, give a big smile and a wave. There you go. Do your wave, you know, like you're on. There you go. You got it. You could be the Queen of England. And not the Queen of England, but certainly a guy that gets around all over the world. Have camera, must take great photos. The remarkable professional photographer, Larry Johnson. Let's give it up for him. And who is this? Is this Cleo?
This is Starlight.
Hi, Starlight. Nice to meet you. So we're going to talk a little bit about the world of being a cat photographer. We're going to discuss the Persian breeds. But first, I'm going to be non-partisan tonight. But I've talked to a lot of people, and people are feeling in a funk a little bit today. Well, I'm non-partisan, but what I'd love to do is make all of you feel good and smile, because you never know who your next friend may be. They may not be a duplicate of you and all your likes, but there's something about them that really makes them a great friend. So we are going to show the tale of a cat named Mo and a dog named Cricket. To tee you up, they're neighbors, and they became friends. So we're going to play it near the last minute of the thing with the two pet parents talking about Mo and Cricket. Go ahead and hit that, Kathy.
Is that your kitty?
I think the fact that they just always look out for each other and they're so happy to see each other. They just take every opportunity to play and kiss and all that. I think it makes it really special.
Everybody can relate to Cricket and Mo. They're different. They come from two different worlds. One's orange, one's black and white, one's a dog, one's a cat. That's the best thing about them. Everybody can get along. Those two prove it. That dog should be chasing that cat, and that cat should be up a tree. You can get along with somebody that's not like you. Because I know Mo, he absolutely loves this dog.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
So, guys, what did you think of this tale, T-A-L-E, of a cat named Mo and a dog named Cricket? Let's go with you first, Teresa. What's your thoughts when you saw that?
They are so sweet. I loved watching this video, and I like watching the two of them interact each other. And yeah, they're right. They shouldn't get along this well, but there they are.
They do.
Yeah.
And Larry, have you ever had a dog and a cat like you know that have gotten along like Mo and Cricket?
Oh yes, I've actually done some groups with dogs and cats together, photographing them. Sometimes they put up with each other, and other times they're like all over each other because they've grown up with each other all those years.
Yeah. Anything you thought about that, Carissa? What'd you think? We can have friends from all different walks of life, right?
Oh, definitely. I have several dogs, and my cats get along with them just fine. They sleep together. I have quite a few pictures of that.
Oh, that's nice. And what's your thoughts, Kathy?
It just shows that you can have anybody as a friend if you just make the effort.
That's right. I mean, when I was in high school, you know, you're supposed to be in a clique. I was never in a clique. I knew the sport people. I knew the brainiacs. I knew the, you know, kind of people. And I had friends from all walks of life. Maybe that's why I was a journalist for many, many years. But I think you can live and learn from other people that may not just be like you. And in my household, I have 3 cats and 3 dogs. And it is a furry Brady Bunch without the and they get along great. So I'm very, very happy about that. So for today's show, guys, one thing we do want to remind you of, next week, our guest is going to be the CFA president, Daryl Newkirk. And Kathy, you want to talk a little bit about what we have in store? Because it's going to be a good show.
Yes, we're going to devote the entire hour to questions and answer session with Daryl. So we're going to give him the answers ahead of time. So everyone,
I mean the questions.
Please send your questions to my email address, which is kathy.black@yahoo.com. And we will pick out 8, 10, 12 of them. And Daryl will answer your questions live on the air next week. So everybody get those to me. The deadline is Friday. So
Okay.
get to me by this Friday, okay?
And
we'll say
friends,
Saturday. We'll say Saturday.
it's Kathy with a K, Kathy.black@yahoo.com. And I know there's a lot of CFA members that tune in to Meowy Hour, but if you're like me and just have mutt cats and you want to learn more about CFA, Cat Fancier Association, and what it's like to be the president of that, please, we welcome your questions as well.
Yes, I
So we'll find out what happens.
My name gets changed back to CFA marketing every week, and now now it's not letting me. There we go. Now I can change my name. Okay. Yes.
All right.
Kathy.black@yahoo.com, please.
All right. Thank you, Kathy. We're going to tell you what the answer to last week's trivia question was. And the question was, it was a Halloween theme, remember? It said, why does a witch commonly appear with a black cat? And the answer was C, for protection. And the winner of those were getting some Meow catnip banana toys from Ducky World, right, Kathy?
Yeah, I don't know if they're all the bananas, but they were 4 different
Yeah.
4 different toys. And we only had 4 people get the answer right. A lot of people thought it was, for spells or the other options, but protection was the answer. So the 4 winners were Cheryl Rice, Nancy Kerr, Susan Wittich, which I see Susan's here with us again this week.
Hey, Susan.
I've gotten in touch with those people. The 4th one is Chiara Rosetto. And so those 4 people were the only ones to get the answer right. So congratulations, you get the Ducky World catnip toy.
And you'll get a better one than the one you see right here, because I gave it to my cats and they went bananas. Right, Casey? I'm giving it to him now. If you hear some kicking, it's him. But we do thank Ducky World and Dana Humphrey, the pet lady, for bringing up those prizes. So this week's trivia question is a lot easier. You can do this, guys. You can do this, okay? You'll get a better one than the one you see right here, because I gave it to my cats. Okay, I'm hearing a back thing.
Yeah, I don't know who's talking in the background.
That's me. It's a repeat.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Okay. So the question is, which of the following guys whose first name is Ed, and you wonderful folks on our show tonight, Larry and Carissa, do not shout out the answer. Okay. Which of the following Eds is credited with creating the commercial cat litter in 1947? He actually used clay called Fuller's Earth. Is it Ed Clark, A, B, Ed Lowe, C, Ed Myers, or D, Ed Thomas? Again, which of those Eds created cat litter? Can you imagine? What a great thing to create, because all cats got to do their do and their poo. And so you will always never run out of people who need your services.
I was just doing some research and came across Ed's story.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable.
And how he created it. A woman, people used to use ashes and paper. Think about litter boxes, sand or ashes or newspapers.
Very good, right.
And she came over because it was, what was it? That it was snowed over, and he wanted to know if he had any, and he said no, but I've got this. And he worked in a factory that manufactured drying material. and to pick up shop spills and stuff and said, here, try this. And what was it the brand eventually became?
Yeah.
Tidy Cat.
That's right. So we gave you a lot of clues, everybody. Again, was it Ed Clark, B, Ed Lowe, C, Ed Myers, or D, Ed Thomas? And you're going to get a new car.
What are they going to win if they get the answer right?
A brand new car. Just
A brand new
kidding.
car?
But you can park this book, A Kid's Guide to Cats that I wrote. It'll be autographed by me and Pet Safety Cat Casey. So the winner will get their paws on my latest book. And even though it says A Kid's Guide, it's for kids of all ages who love cats. The book came out in March. We're already in the second printing. And it has some DIY, some fun things, some good things for kids, or if you have grandkids too. So we'll get your paws on this one, A Kid's Guide to Cats. That's our prize. Kathy, what do you think?
I think that's great. Let's quickly talk about the other gifts we gave away last week.
There you go.
We have the Ghost Cat book with Dusty Rainbow.
Yep.
And Haley Hall was the winner of that. And then also Dana was giving away the gut health kit.
Yeah, it's a biome kit. Yeah, it sounds really like a slug to the stomach, but no, it's kind of testing out your cat's health from the gut.
And I have not been able to get a hold of this lady, Elizabeth Osborne. If you are watching or listening, please send me an email. I've sent you a messenger, but you haven't responded. So
Elizabeth Osborne, you got a prize with your name on it.
You got a great
Kathy.
prize.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It really is.
Okay, that's
all right.
Winners.
All right. Our special guest today is the CFA photographer. His name is Larry Johnson, and he's living right now in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He doesn't just take photos of cats. And when he does do photos, he captures, ready for it, their personalities. And he's got to deal with cats. Come on. You can tell a dog, sit, stay, pose. But with a cat, the cat's like, we'll let you know, Larry. Well, my people will get back to your people. But this man is remarkable. His first cat show he did as a photographer was in 1979 in Miami. You were like 10, right, Larry?
I wish. No, I was already out of college.
Okay. But the real basic question is, why have lens will travel? You could have been a brain surgeon or a chef. What made you say, I love photographing?
Somehow the affinity between the cats really liked the way I handled them or worked with them or captured them. And the owners saw that too. And they kept asking me to come back and do more pictures for them. And with that, I always liked animals anyway, whether I did some in the wild or went to the zoo and saw these things. And it's like, okay, now I could actually work on them one-on-one and actually get some awesome creative images that the owners and the breeders and friends of mine really like.
Well, you know, your continence, if you will, your approach, you've got to think like a cat, don't you, when you're with a cat? You notice, folks, he doesn't make a lot of wild gestures. He's not screaming. I think you have the perfect persona, if you will, to have a cat maybe even look at your lens.
Yes, you have to approach them on their level with the quietness or sensitivity that you need to project to them, and they will project that back to you. And I need to pick up what their thoughts are, or even though they don't tell me, but they tell me by the way they behave, the way their tenseness is, and getting them out of a tense situation, which is unusual. They're in front of all these lights and they go pop and they go like, oh, we need to calm you down and let's be nice, let's pet and be nice. And they have, and I like working close with them. So I do have that affinity with them and working relationship that makes things, when I could actually see them when they relax, to capture that moment.
You brought up a good thing. You know, they hear the shutter, they see the lights, And if it's a person, they know that's part of the deal. But you have ESP, extrasensory perception.
Well, yes, they do pick that up, and sometimes it's a scary situation because they're not used to it. And other times it's like, oh, we don't care. But the ones that are a little bit afraid, you have to calm them back down and make sure that this is a fun thing to do.
Good,
It's
good.
not like you're going to the vet. Oh my, we're getting stabbed or something. It's a fun thing. So you get pets, the owner talks to them, I talk to them, I work with them. If they're really playful, I have all sorts of different, I didn't bring any teasers and toys and feathers and things.
Are you talking about the owners or the cats?
Oh, well, yeah, got to tease them away sometimes.
Well, one thing I do want to say as we get into this, this is a remarkable book. It's called Show Cats, Portraits of Fine Felines, produced by Larry Johnson. And guys, after the show, I really want you to go to johnsonanimalphoto.com. That's his website. And check out his Facebook, which is Larry Johnson Photographer. And with the help of Kathy Black, we have a little slideshow that I think she and Teresa put together. Teresa Kiger, thank you. Larry, if you don't mind, we're going to start with this. So this first slide, you want to kind of give the highlights on this?
Oh, well, in the middle is the cover of the book. It's a Siamese or color point short hair in CFA on the left side. And that's the little girl that was here initially. That was Cleo when she was much younger.
Oh, really? Oh, nice.
The one with the lady and the black Persian, that was an intimate moment that she wanted to have after securing a top national win with that black cat. And she wanted to have something to remember that's really special. So I did that actually at one of the shows. So she didn't come into my studio for that. But
and this one, because the lighting is so important, you have a black, beautiful cat with those golden eyes. But how hard was that to capture the face with a dark background?
And I think I have 5 lights that I used in order to capture that. And a lot of them are fairly pinpointed to where they needed to light up the face of the owner, the face of the eyes of the cat, and also have a light from behind so you could see the outline of the cat and of the black cat as well.
No, it's remarkable. Let's go ahead and go to the next set of slides, please. Oh, I love this. Who let the dog out?
Yeah, Larry will come to your house and take pictures of your kittens and things like that. So I think this was just beautiful.
This one's pretty unique because every one of these beauties are looking right at you.
And
that's that's pretty good. 5 of them.
That's why you have teaser toys and feathers and little not big noisemakers, little things that will keep their attention. And this was done at a show, not photoshopped, put together. This was done at a show during the time, and there was a litter of 5, and they just cooperated, or I kind of worked them around to cooperate. So that's how.
I like the one in the back, using the back of the other guy to get up higher. He's kind of, look at me, look at me.
Makes a great composition, makes it a big, nice triangle, with lining them up like a firing squad.
Yeah,
no,
it looks like a bunch of cheerleaders. Yeah.
That's right. They do that same type of thing. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. All right. Let's see the next one.
Now this is Larry in action right here. Look at him go.
That's right.
He's getting that cat's attention.
And I've got my little teaser in my hand above me. And many times I work directly away from the camera so I could actually see more of what the reaction of the cat is.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I will frame it properly to start with, and then get the reaction, we get the ears right, the eyes open, and the position of what I want to get done. And the one on the left, that was a Bengal that was done here in my studio because I have other types of fun things and baskets, and it was a driftwood piece I've had for many, many years, and it went very well with that cat.
Now, Larry, to capture the eye color properly so you don't get the reflection off the back of the eye.
Yeah, that's a good question.
How is the flash set up?
The flash is are set up away from the camera. So what causes the reflection to get your red eye or your devil eye or your blue eye or your pink eyes and all that stuff, that is because the flash is too close to the middle of the camera.
Okay.
So the flash has to be moved away from there. So I use like a setup of 3 lights, sometimes 4 lights that are away from me. There's like 2 foot on the side, 2 foot on the other side, 1 above and 1 from behind. And so that none of that gets, because directly on, it's like a mirror. The eyes are like mirrors, and they'll bounce right back off the retina. And that's why you get the red eye out of them.
Oh, good. I never heard that explained so well. I appreciate that. The kitty in the middle, what'd you do with his ears?
They're in their back pocket. No, that's the Scottish fold.
Right.
And that's the way they do have ears, and they really cut, or what's the word is?
tightly capped.
They cup the head so it makes it look like it's got a,
So it looks like a
pocket
cat.
on it.
And I like the kitty on the left. The kitty's like, sorry, wrong address. What are you doing here?
And they express themselves through their, not only the way they hold themselves, but through their eyes.
Right.
So you have to really look at the cats. So I'm going to say it's like you have to be into their eyes and capture their eyes. It's whether the expression of how they feel is expressed through their eyes, and also their eye color comes through. And it's what you need to do when you're photographing, and keep at that eye level with them.
Yeah.
And not shooting down, like you stand up and go like, oh, hi, kitty, go click, look here. And it's like, I mean, yes, you see them that way at your house, but you need it on eye level. You know, Arden's having their cats wandering around on the table. They're face to face, eye to eye with you. And being up high, much like in dogs, you are now the aggressor. You need to come down to their level so you have a better appreciation. They have an appreciation of you, and you can make eye contact without being too much of an eye contact to be threatening to them. Now,
it's tricky to get the action photos too, with the cat in the bottom.
Yes, that's a Bengal, and the Bengals are very active cats, and they really love showing off of their pattern and their markings, and also their muscularity, and having them move from one side of the table to the other side of the table, because they're hunters. And so I have certain toys that are teasers that are really good for them to hunt with, and I move them across the table and catch them in the middle, and do it 3 or 4 times, and all of a sudden you get one. I've got a couple of them that are totally off the ground.
Really? Now that's a good shot.
Or they're up in the air and doing things. Oh, yes, these are fun ones. The roly-poly over here is a Manx, has no tail.
Right.
It's got a little hump or a bump or whatever you want to call it. There's a technical term that Kathy would know on it, but it's like, oh, wow, can I get my cat to do that? And it's like, no, not really. The owners came over, I got everything set up, and they put the cat on my posing area. The cat went down just to do that, and bam, no help, no teasing, no nothing. The cat just did that automatically, and it's like, it's one of my best pictures I've ever done.
I love it.
And you know what? You've got to have cat-like reflexes. Look at that. You caught that. You can't tell the cat, can you do that again?
And it's not like you have a person, no, you sit there, look here, do this, do that, okay. And 5 minutes later, you take the first shot. Many times the cats, sometimes it's only in there for 5 minutes with me to take 15 pictures, different ones.
Right.
It's not on a motor drive going brr, brr, brr. It's like, you have to do it just right at the right time, and you have to be ready for them to do something. You just can't say, oh, like the one on the top. You can't say, just crunch up and
stretch out again.
Like a cat. It's like, no, he was just stretching because that came right out of a carrier, and it's like, oh, I wanted some space. I stretched my hands.
Got to stretch the back out a little bit.
I think that cat doubles as a Pilates teacher or yoga, right?
Yeah. and,
And the guy on the bottom.
This
What a
is one of
beautiful.
my favorite pictures of a Sphinx ever. This is like a famous picture.
yeah, it's a top national winner nonetheless, and it's done extremely well. It's not typical of a Sphinx to pose like this, but she was less like, oh, I'm just going to roll over. I'll have fun. I'll lay down. I'll stretch myself out. And I mean, Sphinx are really kind of neat. Everybody thinks of them as like, oh, the alien cats, but they're kind of strange. But you feel one of those, they are absolutely like a hot water bottle. They're like,
Nice.
awesome or upbeat.
And I love the
Winter
way
is coming.
it accentuates all the wrinkles on her too. You can see the wrinkles on her neck and on her chest,
Yeah.
on her side and on her legs. I just love that, how well it's in those beautiful eyes.
And
Here's a couple more silly shots.
Oh, I like them.
and the expression of how they behave and what they're going to do, like the cat on the left is like, oh, what's going on? I want part of that. It's like doing that little paw. I want to give you a paw. The other one is like, I'm totally silly. I'm just going to roll around here and I don't care. I mean, a lot of what I have to do is be attentive to the cat breed unto itself, so that the owner knows I am picturing their cat. They're picturing a cat of their breed and showing off the best features of their breed cat.
Right.
So
well, give us a couple of examples of extremes. Like, obviously, let's do maybe, oh, here's two more, but like a Bengal cat versus, I don't know, you name the breeds that are different, how you approach them because of their general tendency for what their temperaments are.
right, okay, you like Carissa will come up with Persians.
Yeah.
Are big, fluffy cats. They're not ones necessarily to jump up on the ground and do this. And you have to focus on their face and their eyes. They're supposed to have round eyes, and big, round, beautiful eyes. And you have to have that feature, and the way the ear set is and where it's placed on their head. I not only have to pick up the good ones and the ones that are not so good and try to make them look better because of whatever angle I might use with them. Like a sign.
Oh my gosh. This one's like, oh, now I lay me down to sleep. I've had a big bowl of kibble and I go to sleep. I'm going to wake my owner at 3.
And like a Siamese, it's long. Yes, you have to have the length and the way the balance between the ears and the face and the length and the length of the arms and their legs. And all those things go into, that's your long extreme between the long ones and the short ones, or like the Manx have to be really like little bowling balls or big bowling balls, depending on how old they are. But you have
You
to.
don't want the Persian to look long, and you don't want the Siamese to look short. You want
There
to accentuate their positives.
Because if they're going to put one of these pictures on their website to advertise their cats and their breedings, or if they're doing that, they want something that's going to emulate what they're trying to do. And some things are kind of fun. These are kind of like fun things to put around on the side of your website or put it on Facebook. And I do like a photo of the week on my Facebook page, which incorporates these type of pictures that are fun. They're not ones that are actually going to be on someone's website per se, but they're fun images.
But it draws you in, and that's, I'm a writer, and you can do so much more and say so much more with one click than I can do typing a whole book.
Well, maybe I've photographed lots more books than what I've done.
Well, one thing I want to ask you is, this is a great set of slides because, folks, Larry Johnson is renowned as a cat photographer, but he's also renowned for doing other things, including humans and travel, and yes, even DOGs, right, Larry?
Yes, even that forbidden word DOG. Yes, yeah. And I've done birds and horses and other things, but that's not so much. I'm doing almost all cats right now. The middle picture was done in Venice, during their masquerade time, or Mardi Gras, is what we know it in the United States.
Well, you being in Baton Rouge, you're nearby, Mardi
Yes.
Gras.
This is very, very different than, this is very, very formalized. These costumes are like unbelievably intricate and expensive. And it's not the big party city that New Orleans is like.
No.
The one on the left is one of the walkways in Vienna, near the Vienna Opera House. And it's the kind of like a afternoon light coming in. The one with the swan was done in France. And I was waiting, I had like 5 hours before my flight was to leave on that day. So I got up on Monday and I wandered around and got this little isolated place, and the fog still had lifted yet. So
Yeah.
it's very, very nice, with a nice little light reflection of the swan in the lake.
So you don't really take selfies.
No, on a rare occasion, but most of the time I don't like the way I look. Because I do have a selfie stick, but rarely do I ever use it. And
I always wanted to ask a photographer that. I just wanted to know. One thing that I do want people to go to is your Facebook page, Larry Johnson Photographer. And I saw there, very related to our times, you are actually creating COVID-19 masks for people who have cats. Tell us about that.
oh yes, I have a lab that actually worked in Fort Lauderdale, Miami area, that he approached me and said, we can actually put cat pictures onto the mask and have writing on it besides, and they are totally awesome. I don't have one of my flyers near me.
It's not like this, right?
No, it's, oh gosh.
No, I see them. They're really good, guys. Go to Facebook, Larry Johnson Photographer. They're
And-
very nice. They're much better than me clowning around here.
They're-
But if you got to wear a mask, why don't we make it perfect? Why don't we get something that is of your cat by a major great photographer, Larry Johnson?
And I have gazillion images here that you could pick from the past to the present. And I am putting them out there, and I put the first order in a couple days ago because they just came out. I just put them
Yeah,
out.
see? I've been following you, Larry, and you gave me a great news hook today. I saw that. I love it.
Cool.
Yeah. Hey guys, we're talking with Larry Johnson, and one of you is going to be very fortunate to get an autographed copy of Show Cats, Portraits of Fine Felines by Larry Johnson. And he even has a post called The Prairie Dog, and it's not a dog, it's a cat, but you have fun things. You talk about different segments, breeds, parts of the cat. How do you photograph a cat with no tail? Oh, I love this one. Look at this, guys. Look at those eyes. Move over, Betty Davis. I mean, really, this is a piece of artwork, and he's going to autograph it. And the question is real easy. And I've been told some of the CFAers know this in a heartbeat, but this is open to any of us, not me, because I'm the host. But you will get your paws on an autographed copy if you would be the one that correctly lets Kathy Black know right here on Zoom and Facebook, where does Larry Johnson live? What city? I said it twice. You got that one, right? All right.
Yeah,
So
that's-
start throwing your answers, and Kathy will announce the winner at the tomorrow at next week's show. But I want you guys, this is something amazing. I read a lot of books, I write a lot of books, but I have this on my coffee table only when I'm home, and when I'm not home, I put it away because my dog Kona would like to chew it. So I keep it out of Kona's paws and mouth. But Larry, that's a great book. Congratulations.
Thank you. I wanted to create something when the publisher came to me to say, we want you to put a cat book together. And they had really no idea what approach wanted to get done. And I thought they may have some ideas. I waited for the editor to do something and said, well, I'll just make something up. And because they said they were going to put it out on Amazon and Barnes and Noble and have it all published that way for everybody. And so from kids to adults, I don't want it too technical like a encyclopedia from A to Z. And I wanted to have something that kids would enjoy and have lots of pictures and some entertainment and some knowledge about what I'm looking at. So I have long tails, short tails, no
Yeah.
big hair, no hair, funny poses, cats that hang their arms down, that are sitting up and having fun. So it's entertainment, but also with really nice examples of the breeds.
Yeah, you're teaching us stuff. You're teaching us the things about the breed. So when you go to a cat show, guys, and you have this book, you know, you see the show better. You see it with more depth, I think.
And I've also done household pets, and there's household pets in there. And that one cat, the Turkish Angora with that feather in its mouth, that was an agility cat. That was his or her favorite toy. We carried around all the time. And she wanted to have a picture because it got an award for a high agility win. So we had the picture with the toy in its mouth. So, and I've done agility pictures, and for those who do that too. So I'm not only into those who have their show cats, but I also can do cats that are not show cats.
Like Casey, pet safety cat Casey. Doesn't he look kind of George Clooney-like tonight with his bow tie?
With his bow tie, I need to get my tuxedo out and
you guys go out in the town. Yeah. Hey guys, let's give it up for Larry Johnson. I want you to please go to his website, johnstonanimalphoto.com, and be his pal on Facebook, Larry Johnson Photographer. And again, we've got some people who are in the right state, but so far one of you has the right answer. That's all I'm going to say. So keep putting it in. Yeah, people are paying attention, Larry. I hope to see you again. I know we met each other at a cat writers conference, I think a while ago. Or was it prison? I don't remember. I don't know.
No. It wasn't that kind of a lockdown.
But I really hope to see you after COVID. And I do thank you for what you're doing. You're providing lifelong memories, and that's an art.
And the book actually got an award from Cat Writers Association that year as well, and they did a speaker engagement for them at that conference.
Congratulations. Hey, at this time, we have Kathy Black here to introduce our special breed presenter. Carissa, I'm going to let you take over. I'm going to get ready to make my drink, so I'm going to go off screen, but take it away, Kathy.
Okay, today we're going to talk about Persians in general, and we have the Breed Council Secretary for the Persian breed of CFA, Carissa Alshel. Hi, Carissa. Are you there, Miss Carissa? I think we lost
It looked
Carissa.
like she was having technical difficulties there, Kathy.
Okay, we'll give her a few minutes to come back in.
There she is.
Hi, Carissa. Can you hear me? Carissa?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Of course, it shows that moment to log me out, so I had to log back in.
Okay, all right. Well, we're glad you're back. Let me get the PowerPoint going, and Carissa's going to talk about Persians in general, and they come in lots of different divisions and colors, and she's got a bicolor division right there. So take it away, Carissa.
Okay. All right. So probably most of you are very familiar with the Persian. It's one of the most easily recognized breeds in the world. It's known for its long flowing coat, like this example you see here. Long flowing coat, large expressive eyes, a short stocky body, and that flat profile when viewed sideways. It is the most popular breed in CFA in North America, and it's a breed that has been around even before CFA came into existence. It was present at the very first cat show in the 1800s. This breed has remained popular throughout the years, of course. So in CFA, I'm going to kind of talk about the coat colors here, because the Persian's not just the coat, the length of the coat, but it's the color. So we have 7 divisions based on coat color and pattern. The first is solid. Most of you are very familiar with the white Persian or black Persian, blue Persian. We also have those rare colors like the chocolate and the lilac. Our next division is the silver and golden division. Probably many of you have seen the Fancy Feast cat. This is the division where that cat belongs. There's also these beautiful goldens, which you may not have seen as much, but they are absolutely stunning as well. Our next division is the smoke and shaded division. These cats are very distinct in that they have this beautiful white undercoat, which you can see really well in the picture on the right here. It's a black spoke, black on top and white underneath. The one here on the left, that is actually a shell version. It's very interesting. These cats have different lengths of white on each shaft of hair, and they're divided into 3 different classes based on how much white they have. And the one that is on the left is a shell, which just the very tip of the coat has color. So it looks like a white cat with a shimmer of color. It's truly a stunning cat if you ever get a chance to see one of those. Our next division is the tabby. It's all color of tabby. Brown tabby is probably what most of you are familiar with. As a little aside, many people believe tabby is a breed, but it's actually just a color. It's found in many different breeds, both long hair and short hair. The party color is the next division.
And we might just say with the tabby, you can have the patch tabbies also, where you have the the red
tabbies can have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So the party color division is next. These cats are only come in 4 colors and is the only gender restricted division in the Persian. They can only be female. And there's only 4 colors. I've pictured 2 of them here, the blue cream and the tortie. These are the most common, but we also have the rare chocolate tortie and lilac cream, which they are very rare, but that's it. 4 colors. They're all females. Only females can have both the black and red genes. Finally, or next, sorry, not finally, we have the calico and bicolor division, of which my little sample kitty here is a member of. These cats can be just about any of the other colors with the addition of the white pattern. I had a really hard time picking which pictures to use for this one just because there are so many fun examples of this. They tend to be some of the most striking in terms of pattern and color. Here I have an example of both what we call the lower white and the higher white. Both are acceptable variations. Like all Persians, they're going to be judged first on structure and coat. Color and pattern is worth 20 out of the 100 points. The final division is the Himalayan or pointed division. These are for cats with the Siamese type pattern, but the Persian head and style. At one time, the Himalayan was a different breed, but CFA added the Himalayan to the Persian breed in 1984. We still track all Persians with Himalayan ancestry with a number that is in their registration. These are 3 really nice examples. Ideally, the Himalayan should have deep blue, vibrant eye color. The cat on the left here shows that really well, but they should still distinctly be a Persian with the long flowing coat, the big bony, and the short body.
And the color is restricted to the extremities. So the color is only on the face, the feet, the tail, the ears. And
so the term pointed actually came from the fact that they are supposed to be point restricted color, meaning the color is only on the points.
Exactly.
All right. So that's our 7 divisions. I was going to talk a little bit about the term that some of you may be familiar with called the doll face Persian. This is not actually a term that was created or is used by any registry. It is a term created by those who are breeding what those of us who show call non-standard Persians. And they use this term to differentiate their kittens from the show-bred Persians. Generally, they will have longer noses, more pronounced muzzles, bigger ears, and they might have a little less coat than what you see with the standard-bred Persians. Now, some cats produced from the show lines still have these longer noses. These are actually 2 kittens that my program has produced. They are both out of Grand Champions. It's just sometimes we do get the longer noses. They're still wonderful cats. There is no real difference as far as personality or health or longevity between these non-standard Persians and a standard Persian.
And what about the term teacup or something like that?
The what?
The teacup Persians.
Oh, well, ideally the Persian cat is supposed to be a large to medium breed cat. It's true that some of ours run a little bit smaller, even 5 to 7 pounds. Some people will call that teacup, but to be honest, the Persian breeders do not consider that teacup, and anything that's smaller than the standard is not ideal and generally not used in reputable breeding programs.
Okay.
So the Persian does make a wonderful addition to your household. These are some pictures of some silly, goofy Persians. They enjoy playing dress up. They're not going to be super active. They're not going to be jumping up on your shelves and knocking stuff down unless the mood strikes them, and the mood probably won't last too terribly long. They are most likely to be found lounging near you or on you if you sit still long enough. They can be very good with children. They can be a wonderful, quiet, reflective companion when you're watching the rain fall or reading a book. They may lay on the book if they think you need to give them more attention. They do enjoy receiving attention, and they will return it tenfold. Now, Persians do require regular grooming. I don't know if you could switch back to the video of me, but
Sure.
or I'll show it for the slideshow. But they don't require brushing. You don't really want to brush a Persian. Here it is. You want to comb a Persian. This is the standard Greyhound style comb that I have here. Brushing for Persians is really more for fluffing them, making the coat kind of stand out. You'll see that it shows. But if I could only have one tool to groom my Persians, it would be this right here, the standard gray style comb, a Greyhound style comb. It's got coarse end and a fine end, and this is basically all you need to groom your Persian, other than, of course, bathing. One thing you never want to do with your Persian is cut out masks with scissors. You are very likely to cause a lot of damage to your kitty and cut the skin and have to make an unnecessary trip to the vet. If your cat becomes matted up, the best thing to do is to take it to a groomer and get a line cut. A lot of people do keep their Persians in the line cut. The cats actually enjoy it, and you can learn to do it yourself. Otherwise, if your cat comes from a reputable breeder, it should be used to being bathed, and they should give you instructions on how to do that. I always recommend that the people bathe their kittens at least once a week while they're kittens, so they can learn how to bathe them before the cat gets big. So, in summary, Persians, super fluffy, super fluffy. Very happy kitties.
Great job, Carissa. Great job. Casey's saying, I'm really glad I'm not a Persian because I'm not really into the water. But what a great tip about matting. Thank you for sharing that.
And Carissa, what about cleaning their faces?
You know, some of the Persians, they do tend to, the eyes water a little more. Well, you can see on her, she's got a little watery eye there. They do suffer from seasonal allergies just like we do. And honestly, I found that some foods do tend to make their eyes water more than others. It's good to kind of experiment around. But you definitely do, if their eyes are watering a lot, you can just use a warm, wet washcloth to keep them clean. They'll be used to that. It helps prevent any buildup of debris that could lead to an infection, which of course you don't want to have that happen. Right?
Good. There you go. I'm sneezing just thinking about the Persian. Excuse me.
The virtual sneeze.
It was a real sneeze.
Thank you again. Let's give it up to Carissa. You did a great job.
Thank you, Carissa.
Thank you.
That was excellent.
All right. For the end of the show, we're going to talk. We're going to talk about CCW with Kathy. Then we're going to talk about pet first aid. I was listening very carefully with you, Carissa, because I do teach pet first aid, including a cat first aid class. And then we're going to make our kitty cocktail of the show. And let's take it away, Kathy, with the CCW, please.
All right. So CFA recognizes all cats, including the pedigreed and the non-pedigreed. So the non-pedigreed cats we call companion, and we have a program called Companion Cat World, or CCW, and you can register your cat by going to cfa.org/CCW. For a one-time fee of $13, you can have your cat's own membership card with your cat's picture uploaded on it. Sorry, with the background, it really messes with the pictures. Thank you, Arden.
Yeah.
And your cat will be listed in our gallery of cats online, and you have other items you can purchase also. So check it out at cfa.org/ccw.
All right, thanks, Kathy. Let's go ahead and put the slide up for pet first aid.
You bet.
He's my kitten in training. This is Rusty, and Rusty is learning how to be a cat safety cat. And he teams up with pet safety cat Casey, and we have openings for our next class. It's Sunday. It's a 3-hour class, November 8th, via Zoom, interactive. Last class, we taught somebody from Egypt.
Woo!
It's live and interactive. And we also have people like Dusty Rainbow writing us saying, the things she learned in the 3-hour class helps revive her cat, Betty, who she had to give the kitty Heimlich that I teach in class. So please go to Pet First Aid for You and sign up on the schedule page. Now, I like dogs too. We have a dog cat class on November 14th. The kitty class is this Sunday, November 8th. And I really would love to see some of you guys there. It's a great gift to give your cat. And if anything happens to your pet, I teach you how to be a pet detective and a poopologist. Poop matters. It really matters. So Rusty says, I hope I'll see you in class. Anything you guys want to add on that? I know Teresa and Kathy have both taken the class.
Yes, I think it's well worth the time spent. It's a fun class. The time flies right by. And Arden even lets you practice on stuffed animals, which is what I did. I didn't
We're
have
very
a cooperative
creative.
cat.
You can roll up a towel and I'll show you how to do kitty CPR. You know, it's got to be practical. Nobody wants to come to a class and go, so trust me, with our puns, rhymes, and Casey and Rusty, you're going to have a great time. And you may even save your cat's life. So I hope to see you in one of our cat classes. At this time, it's time to toast our cats. I don't mean toast them or roast them. I mean to celebrate and acknowledge them. So with the fall season, I want to create, and this beautiful graphic is courtesy of Teresa Kiger. Every week she comes up with a great design. Thank you so much, Teresa. This week's drink is I'm calling it the Possum Salty Caramel Apple Teeny. So we're going to harvest your taste buds with this apple delight.
An apple and in a tea.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Now, I had to break away when I was listening to Carissa talk about the Persians, but I was getting my drink stuff ready. When you have apples, look what I've done. I made that as an apple thing to put on the rim of your martini glass. You can rub them in a little bit of lemon to keep them from turning brown. Or if you drink really fast, I guess that's not a problem. But when you drink a martini, it should be sipped and with homage to James Bond. So you take one of your nice martini glasses and you rim the rim with sea salt. Then it gets sweet. You take just regular ice cream caramel sauce and you drizzle inside the glass. Oh yeah, are you guys getting happy now?
Yeah, it looks good.
You take your cocktail shaker that already has ice in it, and we're gonna do 2 ounces of vodka. And 1.5 ounces of sour apple liqueur. I'm doing the one that's vodka flavor. There's 1, there's 1/2. This is key, guys. Whether you're making this martini or any martini, it's the shape that matters. And you gotta really get it so it's cold.
Well, this is perfect since we're celebrating, James Bond, and he recently.
Yeah, Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
So it's perfect we have a martini going.
Yeah. And then, thank you for pointing that out. And then you just pour it in your drink. You add a little apple on the rim. So at this time, I ask all of you, whether it's a bottle of water, a cup of tea, or, ooh, look who made it. Thank you, Larry. Very nice.
Oh,
Looks really good, Larry.
Haven't tasted it yet, but that's all.
Well, let's toast to all cats, pedigree and mutt cats, all cats. They make our lives so much better. And in these days, I'm telling you, nothing's better than a purr from a cat. We toast to you.
cheers.
Toast.
Cheers.
What do you think, Larry?
Carissa's going to get a nice little kiss
You
from
do.
her beautiful cat.
Yeah.
It's
So I thank you guys for, and I, again, thank you, Teresa. Every week she makes my recipes look so beautiful. And we should get together. We should do a kitty cocktail book. That's what I think we should do.
We
Because
should.
I've done like 26 cocktails, guys. Maybe we can figure out something where we can give some of it away to a kitty charity or something. So we'll talk.
We'll talk.
Call me, Teresa. Okay. Hey, next week we have the president of CFA in the house. He's making an encore presentation. This time it's a Q&A format. As we said at the top of the show, please check with Kathy.black@yahoo.com. That's her right there, Kathy with a K. Send your questions and get them into her by Friday, because we really want to get into what Daryl Newkirk's plans are, what he's doing as president of CFA, and some of the challenges. How do you deal with COVID and other things? And we want everybody in this, not only the folks from Cat Fancier, but there's a lot of people that go to cat shows. And we're hoping some of the questions that he answers will help people like me learn more about cats and what goes on at a cat show. Do you want to add anything to that, Kathy?
Yes, there's a board meeting coming up between now and then. I think it's next Tuesday. So he may have some news, fresh off of the board meeting that he might want to discuss with us. We really want to, we had our largest audience ever when we had Daryl on last time, and we really didn't get into much of CFA business. So I thought this might be a good chance to just devote the entire hour to Daryl and let him talk. He had friends from Australia and everywhere else tuning in, and I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows about it. So tell your friends, spread it around. We're going to put it on Facebook and everywhere else, but please get your questions to me so that we can have those before Daryl, so he has a chance to prepare his answers. We don't want to blindside him. And then
it's not 60 minutes, guys. Come on.
No, and we'll spend the entire hour visiting with Daryl next week.
Yeah, I did like his first time visit because I wanted to learn more about him, but I think it's great to have him step in the role as CFA president and let us all know a little bit about where we're going and what some of the challenges and some of the successes. I love going to the cat shows. The last one I went to was here near the Dallas area. Years ago, I had a cat named Zeke, and we got to present at a cat show. I'm hoping we can get to the point where maybe Casey can do a cat first aid demo at a cat show. So, our cats, every one of them has they have so much talent and beauty, and I think they're remarkable. I have cats and dogs, but I got to tell you, we know our dogs love us. But when our cats show us with that head butt and that purr and that they love us, your day is made, wouldn't you say?
I think so. And I'm sure Carissa has some questions she'd love to ask Daryl. So,
all right.
You can see, I see that little wry smile on her face, so I know. But yeah, I agree. Our cats really fulfill our lives. And
well, remember at the start of the show, we showed you that video of Mo and Cricket, the orange cat with a black and white dog, and their BFFs. This is what we need more of. So call one of your friends tonight, say something kind, do something special for your cat tonight, and be good to yourself and to those who matter in your life. So until next time, same cat channel, same cat time. We'll see you on Meowy Hour.
Thanks for joining us, Larry. Thank you, Carissa.
Thank you again.
Pleasure being here.